Okay, so you know how sometimes you just feel like something's off with your AC, but you can't quite put your finger on it?
Yeah,
Like it's trying to tell you something's wrong?
right.
Well, we're diving deep into those subtle signs your AC gives you
Oh, cool.
when it's on the verge of a breakdown.
Okay.
Think of it as learning to speak AC distress,
Interesting.
so you can call for help before it becomes
Yeah.
like a full-blown summer meltdown.
Makes sense.
We got a ton of intel from this podcast by Wholesale AC Services.
Okay.
They're down in South Florida.
Oh, wow. In the tropics.
Yeah, so they know a thing or two about heat.
I bet.
And even though they might be experts in like tropical heat,
Yeah.
these warning signs they're talking about are universal.
Gotcha.
So first off,
Okay.
let's talk about what happens when you crank up your AC,
Yeah.
expecting that, blast of cold air, and you're hit with a wave of,
Warm air.
yeah, just like not so cool air.
Yeah.
Not exactly what you're paying for, right?
Nope, not at all.
So what's going on there?
Well, that warm air, that's often the first sign that something's wrong.
Okay.
And it could be a couple things.
Like what?
It could be a refrigerant problem.
Okay.
So refrigerant, that's like the lifeblood of your AC system.
Right.
It circulates through the whole thing and it absorbs the heat
Okay.
from inside your home and releases it outside.
Gotcha.
But if your refrigerant levels are low, maybe from a leak or something,
Yeah.
the system can't properly cool.
Interesting.
And then the other thing that could be going wrong is the compressor.
Okay.
So that's the workhorse of the system.
Right.
It pumps the refrigerant throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
But if the compressor is failing, the refrigerant can't do its job. And you're just stuck with warm air blowing.
Oh, man. So it's not just blowing hot air. Figuratively, it's actually like literally blowing warm air.
Exactly, yeah. It's like the worst.
So speaking of things that can feel like a punch to the gut,
What's that?
let's talk about when your energy bill suddenly looked like the GDP of like small nation.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there. It's not fun.
Definitely not.
What's that all about?
Well, that dramatic spike in your energy bill,
Yeah.
it's often a sign that your AC is working way harder than it should.
Okay.
It's like a car engine struggling uphill.
I see.
It just has to strain so much to maintain even just like a slightly cool temperature.
Right.
So that means it's using way more energy,
Yeah.
which leads to those like shocking bills.
Ugh, I hate that.
It's the worst.
Makes you want to listen a little closer to what your AC is trying to tell you, right?
Sure, for sure.
And sometimes it's not so subtle.
What do you mean?
What about when your AC starts sounding like it's auditioning for like a heavy metal band?
Oh, God.
All those rattles and clanks and hisses. Definitely not the soothing hum we want.
Nope.
What's going on there?
So that's your AC screaming for attention.
Oh.
It's not singing a sweet symphony.
Right?
So those noises, they're usually mechanical. Loose parts can create rattling sounds.
Gotcha.
If a motor is failing, you might hear a grinding noise
Okay.
and then a high-pitched squeal.
Yeah.
That could indicate a problem with the blower motor bearings.
Wow. So many different things.
Yeah.
So if you pay attention to these sounds,
Yeah.
you can really pinpoint the problem early on.
Exactly.
It's like learning a new language,
Yeah.
the language of AC distress calls.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I wish it would just like speak English.
Right, just tell you.
Yeah, and say, hey, fix me.
Help me.
But I guess these noises are the next best thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
So then there's like the opposite problem,
What's that?
the sound of silence.
Oh.
Or at least like a very weak hello from the vents.
Oh, yeah.
You're standing there expecting a refreshing breeze.
Yeah.
But it feels like someone is just like gently breathing on you.
Right.
Not good.
No, that's not a good sign.
So what's going on there?
So weak airflow.
Yeah.
That means something's blocking the flow of air.
Okay.
Could be something simple, like a clogged air filter,
Oh, yeah.
which is an easy fix.
Yeah, just change it out.
Yeah, exactly.
But it could also be more serious,
Oh,
like a failing blower motor
right.
that's not pushing enough air through the system,
Yeah.
or even problems with the ductwork.
Oh, wow.
So that's distributing the air throughout your house.
Interesting.
Yeah, so many moving parts just to keep us cool.
Yeah. A lot can go wrong.
Exactly. And finally, we come to the sign that is pretty hard to miss.
What's that?
Leaks.
Oh.
And we're not talking about a few innocent drips here.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about puddles forming around your unit,
Oh, no.
like it's crying out for help.
Yikes.
What do we do?
So a leaky AC, that's definitely cause for concern,
Uh,
and you don't want to ignore that.
yeah.
The most common culprit is a clogged condensate drain line.
Okay, what is that?
So condensation that naturally forms as your AC is cooling the air,
Right.
and the drain line carries the water away.
Okay.
If it gets clogged, the water backs up. and it can overflow and cause damage.
To the unit.
Yeah, to your unit and even to your home.
Oh, wow. That's bad.
But a leak could also be a refrigerant leak.
Really?
Yeah, and that's a bigger problem because it impacts your AC's efficiency.
Okay.
And also, some refrigerants can be harmful to the environment.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and even potentially to your health.
Wow. So if your AC is springing a leak,
Yeah.
don't just like mop up and hope for the best.
Definitely not.
Call a professional.
Yeah, good advice.
So you've given us a lot to think about here.
I hope so.
It seems like our AC units are trying to tell us way more than we realize.
For sure, they have their own language.
They do. They have their own language.
It's important to listen.
So what's the key takeaway here?
Don't wait until your AC breaks down completely.
That's good advice.
Listen to those subtle cues, address those early warning signs, and you'll save yourself a lot of discomfort and expense down the road.
That's great advice. Thank you so much.
Of course. Happy to help.
This has been a fascinating deep dive.
Yeah, it has.
Into the secret language of our AC units.
For who?
It really makes you wonder,
what's that?
what other household appliances are trying to tell us?
A question.
Something to think about.
For sure.
Until next time, stay cool and keep your ears open.
Good advice.
We'll see you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.